Have you ever felt like everything and everyone around you has the power to throw you off balance? As if you were an emotional puppet, reacting to every criticism, rejection, or unexpected problem. What if I told you there's a way to shield your mind and live with total control over yourself? The ancient Stoics mastered this art and left behind principles that can transform your life. We're not talking about becoming cold or indifferent, but reaching a level of inner strength that nothing can shake. Imagine facing any situation without losing your calm, without getting offended, without being thrown off track. Sounds impossible? It's not. In this video, you'll discover the 10 Stoic principles that will make you unshakable. Get ready to dive into a practical, deep, and liberating philosophy. Your new self begins now, and nothing will affect you the same way again. Lesson 1. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. Everything begins with what is under your control. This is the foundation of Stoicism. Epictetus teaches us, some things are up to us, others are not. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful and liberating truths in life. You can't control other people's actions, what they say, the weather, the economy, or the past, but you can control how you respond. Frustration, anxiety, and suffering arise when we try to control what doesn't belong to us. Peace begins the moment we accept that. It's not about resignation, it's about wisdom. The wise recognize the limits of their power and focus their energy on what they can truly change. Their actions, their thoughts, their attitudes. When something affects you, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If yes, act with virtue. This conscious choice is what separates someone ruled by emotions from someone who masters themselves. The Stoic doesn't revolt against the world. He understands it and adapts with firmness and serenity. You only become unshakable when you accept that not everything will go your way, and yet you remain steadfast in what is right. Life can hit you when you've learned to choose your inner battles wisely. That is freedom. That is Stoicism lesson 2. No external opinion defines who you are. Many people live according to what others think. They react to looks, criticism, and rejection. They constantly seek approval and suffer because of it. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that true identity comes from within. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is ridiculous to let the opinion of others control your life. What people think of you doesn't change who you really are. Their words hold no power unless you grant it to them." Imagine someone calls you weak. Does that make you weak? No, only if you believe it. You are not what they say. You are what you do. You are what you think. You are what you choose to become. The Stoic is indifferent to praise and offense alike. He knows both come from outside, and therefore cannot touch him. If someone judges you, let them judge. If someone attacks you, remain whole. When you know yourself and stand firm in your principles, no external voice can shake you. Emotional maturity begins when we stop seeking validation and start living with purpose. True strength lies in walking silently with no need to prove anything to anyone. Lesson 3. Emotions are not your masters. They are your signals. Feeling anger, fear, sadness, or frustration is human, but being ruled by those emotions is a sign of imbalance. Stoicism does not preach the absence of emotion, but mastery over it. You feel, and then you decide what to do with that feeling. Seneca taught, anger is a temporary madness. Let it pass before you act. Anger can make you destroy everything you built. Fear can paralyze you right in front of your greatest opportunities. But if you observe your emotions as signals, not commands, you regain control. When you feel something intense, don't react immediately. Breathe, reflect, ask yourself, does this bring me closer to who I want to be? The Stoic uses emotions as a compass, not as the driver. He listens, but doesn't obey. Emotions are temporary. Your decisions are not. Mastering your emotions is the difference between being driven by life or driving it with clarity. A purpose. Lesson 4. Adversity is your training ground. Life is not here to please you. It's here to strengthen you. Every difficulty is a chance to sharpen your mind and soul. The Stoics saw hardships as exercises for the soul. Epictetus said, "Don't seek for things to happen as you wish. Wish for them to happen as they do." That changes everything. When something goes wrong, the weak despair, the wise see a lesson, lost something, learned attachment, got rejected, build self-worth. Pain is an invisible staircase to greatness. Every obstacle is a chance to prove who you are. If everything were easy, you would never develop patience, resilience, or courage. The Stoic embraces pain as a strict teacher. He knows you don't forge an unshakable mind in comfort. Do you want to grow? Then learn to be grateful for the hard days. They are preparing you for the great ones. Lesson 5. The opinion of fools does not deserve your disturbance. Not everyone deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves an answer. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the one who wronged you." Don't stoop down to the level of those who live in chaos. The Stoic rises in silence. You don't need to constantly justify yourself. You don't need to convince anyone. The fool talks too much and acts too little. The wise speaks little and lives with integrity. Don't let the opinion of someone who builds nothing shake what you're building. If someone attacks you, it may be out of envy. If someone belittles you, it may be because they fear your light. You don't have to fight everything. Sometimes silence is the most powerful weapon. Let them talk. While they talk, you grow. Remember, those who try to hurt you are revealing more about themselves than about you. Lesson 6. Live in the present. The now is all that exists. Much of our distress comes from two places: the past we cannot change and the future that hasn't happened yet. But the only concrete reality is the now. It's here, in this moment, that your choices have power. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, life is short. The present moment is all we have. While you're grieving over the past or worrying about what might come, life is slipping by. The Stoic lives the present fully. He acts with awareness, without rush, without anxiety. It's not that he ignores the future, but he isn't enslaved by it. He plants today what he wants to harvest tomorrow, and the past, it serves only as a lesson, not a prison. If you cling to an old wound, you're hurting yourself twice, once in memory and again in the present. Every second is a chance to start again, to take a deep breath, to make a different choice. A mind rooted in the now is calm. It doesn't drown in what ifs or get lost in why did that happen. You have no control over yesterday, nor guarantees about tomorrow, but you do have, right now, the power to change the direction of your life, and that's all that matters. Lesson 7. Virtue is the only true wealth. The Stoics believe the highest good is virtue. Living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is not money, fame, or external success that defines a strong person, but their character. Seneca said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." A virtuous person stands firm even when everything around them falls apart, because their foundation comes from within. You can lose everything: job, status, possessions, but no one can take your integrity. Virtue is the shield that protects your peace, even in the storm. Most people suffer because they build their identity on external, fleeting things. But when you build your life on virtues, you become indestructible. Want to be free? Live righteously. Want to be unshakable? Be just, even when no one is watching. Virtue is the only wealth that grows the more you give it away, and best of all, it depends on neither luck nor approval, only your decision. Lesson 8. Everything you lose was never truly yours. Attachment is the root of much suffering. The mind that clings fears loss. The mind that is free simply observes. In Stoicism, everything we have is a loan from life. Marcus Aurelius said, "Receive without pride. Let go without attachment. You own nothing in this world. Not people, not objects, not status. You are just passing through like a guest, and everything that comes to you should be welcomed with gratitude and released with dignity if it leaves." This doesn't mean coldness, it means spiritual maturity. You can love someone deeply without needing to possess them. You can value what you have without becoming enslaved by fear of losing it. True freedom begins when you need nothing to be happy. The Stoic knows, the less you need, the less the world can hurt you. Loss hurts less when you understand that nothing ever truly belonged to you. Accept your soul and your choices. Lesson 9. Death is a silent counselor. Talking about death scares many, but for the Stoics, it is a powerful ally. The reminder of death is not to depress us, but to awaken us. Epictetus said, "You are dying every day. Use this to live with more purpose." When you remember that you are finite, you stop wasting time on trivial things, petty fights, resentments, vanities. All lose strength in the face of death's certainty. You start to value the now, the people, the simple experiences, and more. You begin to live with more courage. After all, if everything will end, why not try? Awareness of death gives life meaning. You have no time to waste on envy, comparison, or fear. You have time to love, grow, serve, and leave your mark. Every day could be your last. And when you live like this, everything gains more color, more value. The Stoic does not fear death. He uses it as a reminder of how he should live. Lesson 10. You are responsible for your inner freedom. At the end of it all, the greatest prison is the one we create inside our mind. And the greatest freedom is the ability to choose who to be, regardless of what happens outside. Epictetus was a slave, but considered himself free. Why? Because his mind was not chained by circumstances. Freedom is not the absence of problems, but mastery over how you respond to them. You may be surrounded by chaos and still remain calm. You may face injustice and still uphold righteousness. You can be hurt and choose not to take revenge. This is Stoic freedom, not giving the world the power to control your inner state. You can be poor, but rich in character. You can be rejected, but full of dignity. It all depends on what you choose to cultivate within yourself. True freedom doesn't come from outside. It's born from discipline, philosophy, and clarity of principles. And when you achieve it, nothing can affect you anymore. Because everything outside you ceases to be a threat. It becomes just scenery. Lesson 11. Nothing has power over you without your consent. Have you ever wondered why some people become destabilized by anything, while others remain calm even in the midst of chaos? The answer lies in one of Epictetus' most powerful teachings. It's not things that disturb us, but our opinion about them. That is, nothing has real power over you unless you allow it. It's not what happens outside, but how to interpret and react that defines your inner state. If someone offends you and you get hurt, it's you who gave that offense value. If something doesn't go as expected and you get frustrated, it's you who created an uncontrollable expectation. The Stoic mind understands between stimulus and response, there is a space, and that space is your freedom. There you can choose, react with anger or respond with wisdom, complain or learn. Most people give away their peace as if it were disposable. They get carried away by everything, a criticism, a delay, a disappointment. But the Stoic guards his peace like a treasure. He knows nothing is more valuable than inner stability itself. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? He asks, what can I learn from this? And instead of saying, this person gets on my nerves, he thinks, why am I handing over my control to them? The key to an unshakable life is this, understanding that you are the guardian of your mind. Nothing enters without your permission. Nothing affects you without your acceptance. And when you claim this power, the world may try to shake you, but you remain firm like a rock. If this video helped you in any way, leave your comment below. I want to know which principle impacted you the most. Share it with someone who needs to learn how not to be affected by anything anymore. And if you're seeking a strong and unshakable mind, subscribe to the channel now. Here is where ancient wisdom meets your inner transformation. Activate the bell so you don't miss the next Stoic teachings. Remember, the world only shakes you if you let it. Be firm, be free, and continue on the path of virtue.